are now on our episode 6, and we've got our wonderful art gurus here having a chat with us. We've got Arlene and Riz. So I'm Carmel Lim Torres, your crazy, weird Englishera host, but I'm not going to introduce your art gurus today. We'll have Arlene and Riz introduce themselves. Then they're going to show us some works. Then we're going to talk about how art and the art practice helps us in our teaching practice. Maybe we're not all art teachers. Maybe we're not all artists, but we are gurus and we love art. All right, Arlene, can you start us off?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Arlene. I teach science. I'm a science teacher from Paete, from the grade school department. So yeah, I love art as a hobby. It started when I was young. My parents are also artists, and so yeah, I think I got it from them there. So
Wow.
I hope I can share something with you today. Thank you.
Thanks, Arlene. How about Riz?
Hi everyone. I'm Rish. I'm a freelance artist and illustrator. Also, I'm an architectural designer. So yeah, aside from working my 8 to 5 p.m. jobs, architectural world, I also do my side hustles as an art teacher and as an illustrator. So I'll show you more of my artworks later. I have here actually my one of my sketches. So yeah, there. So yeah, that's one of my sketches. Watercolor painting, and I painted it like I think last year for one of my
Awesome.
exhibitions as well.
That's so cool. Are you an urban sketcher?
Actually, I'm planning to be like one. So urban sketching, but not yet on the spot. I have references for now.
Oh, wonderful. I love how you already showed us your artwork. Arlene, do you
Yes,
want to show
yes.
us yours?
Actually,
It's actually the back. So these are some of my artworks. No, it's
wow.
not as good as the ones that you've shown or the one at
It's
your
not
back, Carmel, but
contrast,
it's just a
Arlene.
It's actually
hobby.
good.
I do it during break times or when I'm free, like during weekends. So
Wonderful. Wait,
it's
I'm going to
just
stop you.
some.
No, stop, Arlene. Mrs. Arlene, Miss Arlene, stop
Mhm.
saying just. You are a wonderful artist. We gotta help boost each other up. It's not a
Yeah.
contest. It's not a there's enough good art in the world. There's no limit to the good art in the world. Does that make sense? So I think there's thunder. I'm gonna be saying this a lot as an art guru person and as an artist, that it's our self-esteem and confidence. Sometimes we're like, oh, it's so hard to be an artist. I'm so embarrassed. You're gonna judge me, right? Like you're laughing because you feel it. But
Yeah.
imagine our kids are feeling it
Yes,
too,
that's true.
right? And so if
Yeah.
our students are feeling it too, we got to tell them, I feel it too, but we got to speak well of ourselves. Let's not be super yabang, like, dude, it's the best, because like then, you'll totally be judged. But don't, please, never belittle your effort, because you spent the time to sit down, to pick color, to think about composition, to think about subject matter. So I would love, love, love if you could, Arlene, look close. Can we take your beautiful painting again and look closely at it? And can you walk us through your process on how you came about that painting?
Thank you. Actually, this painting, this is one of my favorite. It was done this year. I actually am a moderator of one of the art club in grade school, and I was tasked to teach the kids how to use acrylic. So I I love flowers. So this is one of the artwork that I did for demo, but then I find it difficult to play with colors to mix them up. Sometimes I get scared, because I'm not sure about how the colors will affect the painting. So sometimes I have that feeling, no. But then, well, the kids appreciate, and I think they learn, no, from usually when I show them paintings, uh, they'd appreciate the work, and then they'd try, no, to imitate what I have. So I guess it's it's a boost for me to keep on trying to teach the kids now how to do some of the works, some of the artworks that we have. And I think it's pretty successful this year. Mhm. So this is just one. I also had other subjects like the portrait painting that we had with the kids, like this one. And it's really nice, no. I don't teach them. I don't want them to just copy what I have, but I ask them to produce their own work originally, no, para they also learn to make their own, no, not to copy from other artists' work. So sometimes the results are just, ano, very nice from the kids there. So that's just one of the samples that we have.
Miss Arlene, very nice yung shades and shadows mo. I'd like to comment on that, especially sa mga works na pinakita mo now.
Thanks, Rish. I think that's what we need to do sometimes, right? As fellow art gurus and teachers, is boost each other up. And that was so natural for you. I saw you holding your artwork, Rish, and I'm ready. We're ready for you.
Yeah, okay. So I have two artworks here. So basically I started doing urban sketching. Like I really want to pursue that path. Pero that time I cannot do plein air yet. So that started 2020 pandemic time. So it was really frustrating that time. So nag-start yung urban sketching era ko way back 2020, and like nag-take lang ako ng photos ng streets sa province namin. And I was stuck there. And for the first time, nakita ko siya in a different perspective na, wow, ito pala yung Paete na kinalakihan ko for like 20 and more years. So during that time, mas na-appreciate yung houses, mas na-appreciate yung streets. I don't know, because dahil siguro walang tao or marami tayong time to think about small things during that time. So ito lang yung mga few na favorite ko. Then, so this one is facade ng isang building. And so initially wala siyang color. So I started with just sketches. Just last year, nilagyan ko siya ng color. And then this one, also, if you will notice, meron pa tayong stop COVID-19 alert. There's like, we have barricade pa dun sa mga streets natin. It's like wala talagang katao-tao sa area. So that moment, naka-help sa akin yung art making. It really helped me na mas maging mindful of kung ano yung meron tayo at the moment. Kasi that time we were like, okay, what's next? Okay, ano nang mangyayari? Okay, what are we gonna do now? Pero during that time, since parang you focus on the small details of the roof, you focus on the small details ng mga basura sa daan, you just get the feeling na, this is where I am now. This is nag-sketch ako now, and this is what matters at the moment. So yon, very nice ng story ng urban sketching era ko, kasi ano siya, it really helped me to stay grounded and to be mindful of the present. So I call it Riz sketches. So we have Paete Riz sketches, other Bayan Riz sketches. So basically that's it. That's the inspiration of my sketches. Thank
I
you.
love how you said like it grounded you. It's a reflection of the times, right? Focus on the now, the little details. Um,
Mhm.
uh, we again like in Art Guru PH, right? We're all in the end, we're all human beings living in 2023 that survived the crazy pandemic. And I love how you brought in
Yeah.
how you used art as a means to calm yourself. Um, you too, Arlene, you're like when you have free time, you're gonna chill. And like you're a science teacher and you're an architectural profession. So you guys are like
Yeah.
kind of like more quote unquote serious, more of this, more of the academic side of, straight lines, right? Right answer, wrong answer. And then you're doing color and shading and small details and observation and creativity. How did you like I love how Rish you shared how that really helped you like during the pandemic. For you, Arlene, what about you? How did it help you with stress and balance in your life?
Actually, especially when there's a lot of things to do, being a teacher, parang nakakagaan siya. It relieves the stress, no? And then I agree with Miss Chris. During the pandemic, actually, most of my works were done during the pandemic, no? Kasi I stayed with my family, and then they also helped me. Actually, I also into crochet, and during the time when there was no face mask na mabili na outside, tapos we were also looking for some because we need to go out. It started, I learned crochet in high school, tapos nakalimutan ko na siya. Nung pandemic, I went home, and then there was this, yun nga, yung scarcity of face mask. What me and my sister did was, to from scratch to create a pattern for a face mask, which we made, and then we gave out to some of our friends, no? And I think it helped, no? So isa yun sa siguro nakakapagpagaan ng loob mo, na you also help other people through your art. And then pagdating naman sa because I'm a science teacher, it's easy for me to, integrate art to get with my subject. Like instead of yung naka-box lang ng mga projects nila, we try to make it more creative. Allow the kids to think out of the box, making more art projects which they also integrate with the topic that we discuss. So uh, is ano din yun, stress reliever for me. No, na I'm not only checking a science project, but I'm also looking at beautiful work of arts from the kids. So I think that's it. That's what I appreciate more as a science teacher and as an art teacher also.
How wonderful. Ang galing-galing mo. I'm just thinking like when you talked about yung crochet that you learned in high school. So again, diba yung ganon? It's like riding a bicycle, diba? Like you're like, whatever. And then when you're faced with it, you're like, ah. And then you made your own pattern pa. Ang hirap kaya yun. I'm like, so ang galing. And I love how you gave it away. You know, that act of sharing. And I think that's kind of the spirit of our art guru as well, is we're here, again, as Filipino teachers, artists, but we're here again to like spread the positivity, right? Spread the joy of making and creating. And I love what you're doing. And I think I'm so inspired. Also, I have to add, okay, these crazy paintings I did behind me, I did it during the pandemic as well with my son in our balcony. So, nakahubad lang siya, naka-brief lang kasi ang init. Malaki itong mga panels. I think they're like 4 feet by 3 feet. And we just went like this with the paint. Ganon, ganon, ganon. Kasi mga 3 years ago na yun, di ba? So, he just turned 7.
Yeah.
So, at the start of the
Years ago.
pandemic, he was 3.
Oh.
He turned
Oo.
7 just now. So imagine,
Wow.
like, diba, like
Ang
mind-boggling.
galing.
He was in pre-kindergarten and now he's in second grade. So again,
Wow.
reframing the brain about, uy, yung mga
Mhm.
anak natin, at saka yung students natin, if we teach little kids, parang, oh my golly. And how sila din, my kid loved the lockdown kasi he's with us all the time.
Mhm.
Like,
Oo, totoo yun.
di
I
ba?
think the
So,
most na mare-remember niya with you is the experience of, making the painting with you. That memorable time
yeah,
with you will
well,
be
I always
remembered.
hope, but I don't know about you guys, but my kid, because there's art everywhere all the time, he's like, takes it for granted. You have, but you
Ah,
had artists as parents, right, Arlene? But
Yes.
as a kid, were you like meh, and then as an adult, you're like or were you always artistically inclined?
Um,
ah,
for me, I watched my mom arrange flowers sa ano yon yung art ko ng mga santo during Holy Week, no. I really love watching her, and then she also does crochet before, and I would sit
wow.
beside her and watch her do it. So maybe I treasure that moments with her. So
Oh, how
siguro,
wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah, and it links with the flowers. That's part of your ongoing, right, theme and
True.
your beauty.
Oo.
How wonderful. Rish, I saw you got excited. Ano yun?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking like narinig ko sa'yo, Miss Car, yung like we take it for granted. Kasi feeling ko, hindi ko nabibigyan ng so much credit yung parents ko for me being artistic. Like parang, like parang feeling ko, oh, it's on my own, parang ganon. Pero like, as I look back kasi, I grew up sa paper mache. So I grew up na maraming paper mache all around me. Si mama, they're managing the business of art making or paper mache making. So I was like, okay, may taka, may paper mache. Parang okay, may sculpture all over me kasi I'm from Paete, Laguna, so very famous for sculpture. So, okay, parang it's very normal for me. Pero nung college, I was like, oh, artist pala ako. Like, I was being tagged as an artist. And just lately ko siya na-realize, shucks, hindi dapat ako lang yung nagte-take credit ng lahat ng to. Like, I have parents with me na artistic, I have parents na I have the whole community na creative. So parang yeah, so I really got it na parang we take it for granted for some time and then we realize it's not us after all. Hindi lang tayo yon, parang ganon.
But to go back around circle,
Yeah,
like you are a proud Paete product,
yes, definitely.
right? Like you're like, I'm from Paete. Like, check it
Yes, galing
out.
ako doon.
Yeah.
Like taga Paite ako, ganon. Yep.
Ang galing. I love it. So what we also want to talk about is how do you, as art makers, so we talked about how we use the art and how it made us feel and like how it makes us more chill. But how do you think we can inspire or help our fellow art gurus in the Philippines? Would you give them any like tips or like small, I don't like to say advice, but I can't think of a better word. Would you give them any tips, like if anyone's stuck? Because I think we've all felt stuck. You agree? And we felt stuck, and then we had to unstick ourselves. If someone was stuck right now, what would you say to them to help them out?
Okay. So sige, I'll talk na Miss Arlene baka kasi maunahan mo ako dun sa tip eh. Hindi,
Tips.
para sa akin kasi one thing na very important kasi feeling ko frustrating yung ma-stuck na feeling. Be okay lang sa pagiging stuck. Though ang hirap niyang i-grasp na parang okay lang yan, ma-stuck ka. Mahirap siyang tanggapin na ma-stuck ka for some time. Pero like if may chance, ang sobrang remarkable sa akin nung nabasa kong yun, na if you're feeling stuck, ano lang, you look back sa mga nagawa mo na in the past. we often like miss to see yung bigger picture na, nagawa ko na pala to before, or parang, ang dami ko na palang portfolio about this. So we have the tendency to overlook the things, the good things na nagawa natin as an artist. And pag ginawa natin yun na, nagawa ko na to, we get inspiration again. Parang, pwede ko tong i-recreate, or pwede ko tong lagyan ng twist. It doesn't have to be bago lagi. Parang may tendency kasi tayo as an artist na parang isip ka naman ng bago, or parang, come on, self, wala ka namang ibang magawa, parang gano'n. Parang okay lang ba, you'll be okay na pwede tayong mag-recycle, parang gano'n. Be okay with recycling.
I agree with you, Liz, no? Another advice is to take it easy. No, relax. No, take some time off to find that inspiration again. No, kasi I also had the same experience na stuck ka talaga doon, wala kang magawa, wala kang out. Gusto mong gawin pero walang dumarating, walang inspiration. So ano lang, easy ka lang, no, just relax and then take some time off, maybe talk to your friends, talk to your family, be with them. No, I think it helps a lot to be with the family and then to visit places that you love, to go back to places that you love. Kasi I don't know, I believe na kung nasaan yung roots mo, nandun yung inspiration mo kasi doon ka nagsimula. So ako, I go back to my hometown, I visit my family, I spend time with them. Kung hindi makauwi, then I call my sisters. They're all over. So we just spend time together. And then antayin mo lang, babalik naman. Bumabalik naman siya.
I love you guys. You guys are the best. You're so wise. All right. Got two questions. I'm going to read them to you. What do you think is the possibilities that art can lend to stress management and your mental health and others' mental health? Like physically or mentally or spiritually. Like, what do you think are the possibilities that art can lend to stress management? So we've talked about it slightly, right? You know what I mean? We've answered this question already, but this is now specific to stress management. So it's not like being stuck anymore. It's parang management na lang. Maintenance. Anong maintenance gamot nyo? What do you think? Or does it link to the same question? I know, Rish.
All right. Unahan ulit kita, Miss. Sige, for maintenance, like, ang question is like, di ba, parang how do we use art in creating, like, in curing or like,
managing stress, mental health. Yes.
Well, backed up rin naman to ng science. Wow, may back up ng science, Miss Arlene. Pa-double check nga po, science teacher. Sorry. Ano siya, it's very, art making kasi is like physically you're holding all the materials, whether it's digital or traditional. Nararamdaman mo physically kung basa yung kamay mo with paint, or you're holding your pen and lumalapat yung pen mo sa paper. So basically, this, yung actual art making is being mindful of what you're doing. And yung act of doing it is like redirecting your mind sa, parang instead of thinking other things, you're redirecting yung mind dun sa actual act of making. So ano siya helpful siya in a way. Yun nga, nabanggit ko kanina, pagiging mindfulness yung nakikreate. And yun, physically your focus, may focus. Ano siya parang link siya sa mindfulness and sa basic sketching. Sobrang helpful siya. Ayun lang.
I love it. Thank you. All right, Arlene.
Yeah, to add to that, I agree with you, mas naging focus tayo. And it's also an outlet for our emotions, no? Kasi usually when you're, like for me, when I'm working, kasi I do a lot of paperworks, I do a lot of planning for my classes, nakabox ka lang dun eh. There are rules on what to do and how to do it and what you're supposed to deliver. Pero when you're doing your artwork kasi, there are no rules. So basically, hindi ka stressed kung ano dapat ang gagawin mo. Like, you're free to do what you want. You're free to use any material that you want. You're free to, put into canvas whatever you want, whatever is in your mind. Whether it's an outlet of happiness, of what you feel, no happiness, if you're sad. So siguro it's that one thing na nakaka-contribute dun sa mental health, healthy, no? Na nagiging healthy siya. And then, na-relieve yung, as I've said before, nakaka-relieve siya ng stress because there's no rules, no, in doing the artwork. I also share this with my students. I tell them na be proud of your work. Even if you think nasa iyo lang siguro yun na feeling mo hindi siya maganda, pero whatever is the outcome, be proud of your work because you put a lot of effort on it. Although sometimes guilty ako doon na I'm not so proud of my artworks. Pero well, there are times naman that it helps. So I think that's
love it. Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much. Are you guys ready for the next question? So, do you think students can benefit from art? If the general art students, general population, elementary, high school, tertiary level, and do you think art is important in the curriculum, any curriculum that you want to talk about? Arlene, do you want to start with this one because you're yeah, I'm gonna let you start before Riz goes there. We'll give you time to.
Kasi it helps them develop creativity. Especially I teach science, no? I give them the concept and then they create these performance tasks, no? One time I just gave them materials like, okay, create an artwork using and identifying the different parts of a plant. And then they show me an artwork with materials like flowers and it's Christmas theme. They create a villain and a piece of illustration board. So it allows them to think out of the box, no? So I think that's one good benefit we get, and it's it's the development is holistic kasi, no, not only that they use their hands, no, in creating the project, no, but also there's a lot of thinking, rather the creativity is flowing out of them, and if it's a group project, it's collaborative, it allows them to work well with others. So I think, yeah, they can benefit with art. And also to add, no, for some special kids, no, I think it is also a venue for them to express what they feel through art. So I think it's very helpful for these kids. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much, Arlene. I'm one of those. I'm one of those special kids, by the way. I'm an ADHD advocate and ADHD kid that found out last year. And I totally I cannot, you know how they give you like the hierarchy of learning, like memorization, then
That's
answering,
true.
describing, right? And then creating and transferring is very the top, right? That shows like the true learning is creating and transference. So that's us. And I love how you're doing it in science, because like science is so concrete, but you're bringing it up to the creativity. Excellent. All right, Rish, are you ready? Sorry, Bloom's taxonomy. Thank you, Kathy.
All right. Sige. For the first question, do I think na mag-benefit? Definitely. Pero I actually have like parang mga personal protests about this. Parang, especially here in the Philippines, sobrang limited yung mga resources. Like, um, sobrang few lang yung may access sa art. And that's really sad. Like, okay, this rich people lang yung kayang mag-create ng art classes or like, oh, may mga paints, etc. So yun, definitely dapat may access ever since kindergarten up to grades 10, 11 or okay na okay to discuss. Or, it's like, it's really sad kasi kahit may maraming kids na supposedly baka potential mag-bloom, pero they don't have access to art, sadly, wala, na-kill yung creativity. Or eventually, parang, hindi na, I mean, it's like parang, okay, they focus na lang, nag-medicine. I'm not against medicine, pero parang, instead na-expose more sa art or like, cinematography or cinema or creating music, since walang access, nag-settle sa mga typical curriculum na presented to them. So yon, very less yung ano natin, yung curriculum for the art. And another, parang sabi ko, yes, sobrang helper for kids. So just create it, just create. Tapos, yung current curriculum pa natin, very discouraging for the students. Like, for me, I think, growing up na may passion for the art, syempre, ang i-goal ko, ako yung 100 na ako yung may 3 stars, gano'n. Paano yung may 1 star? Para sa akin, parang early years in education, parang na-stamp na sino yung artist and hindi. So that's really sad na early years in our education na segregate na who's creative and who's not. So parang I'm challenging this education system na, come on, let's just make these kids create lang, come on. Parang gano'n. Kaya parang, hindi ako creative eh. Parang gano'n. I grew up, hindi kasi ako 100 nung MAPE class ko. So parang, okay, wala nang hope. Kasi early in our education, natag na as non-creative. So yun, very helpful, yes. And we have more to do as an art guru sa art guru world na to. And yeah, and sa art curriculum, I think we have madami pa tayong pwedeng i-challenge sa art curriculum that we have.
Go Riz! I love it. Those are such excellent points. And I love how you said, like, you yourself as a child felt like you were not affirmed enough. And like, again, this is going to be another podcast, all right? Like how do we grade art in the younger years, right? It does leave like a lasting impression and judgment on us. And in the end, what does that grade mean? Does that grade mean that, oh, that student just followed my instructions? That grade, that student had, the resources to do it better than any of his other classmates. You know what I mean? Like, what does it actually represent? So like, are we actually assessing authentically, right? Like, and then revisit what you said conceptually, and what Arlene said, like, we're concentrating on the concepts rather than the label and the boxes. And I love you guys. You're opening my mind and inspiring me to teach art and to inspire. And I'm thinking within those restrictions that we have, like what you said, Ma'am Arlene, right? We have restrictions in our life. You too, as an architect, dude, buildings are gonna fall if we don't follow some rules. But within the scope of what we have, our reality right now, what are your last words, do you think, that we're gonna end this podcast with? Like, for example, I'm gonna do my last word and then I'll close this off. Like, my last one is, I am so grateful to the two of you. And of course, Kathy, our art guru leader, for having this forum for us to share. Like, if we didn't have this, I would never have met any of you. We wouldn't be talking about this. If you can tell, I'm so inspired and I'm so energized by your ideas. And I want to be a better teacher. I want to be a better Filipino. I want to be a better artist because I had the space and time with you guys. So thank you very much.
For my last words, okay. Okay. Actually, I'm very grateful din na encounter ko ang art guru. And it's like, oh my gosh, I found my people. Parang gano'n. Gano'n yung feeling. I really like, these are my people. And I'm grateful for you both, Miss Carmel and Miss Kat, na you're really like making time for it. Kasi ang daming art guru na looking for for community. Community na mag-encourage, community na come on, let's push it all together, parang ganon. So sharing the same goal, ganyan. So sobrang saya ko doon na I found it. And yeah, ang daming things na we have to challenge the art world, art teaching, etc. And I think we can always we can always make some kahit small dent lang sa lifetime na to. And I'm really hoping for that. So especially sa Art Guru, sobrang like, oh my gosh, this is it. Thank you sa Art Guru Philippines. Like, let's go. Ganon.
Thank you so much, Rich. I feel you too. All right, sorry, Mama Arlene, I just cut you off. Go, go, go.
Siguro for art, as an art teacher and as a science teacher also, I think it's important na we don't separate art from their lives. Na like make them realize na nasan ba yung art sa buhay mo. Like anong colors ng flowers, no? Ano yung colors ng leaves, bakit may ibang colors ng leaves, and then integrate it with the science concepts, example, or if you're a math teacher, no, how are you going to integrate it with fractions, for example, create a pizza, how are you going to divide it, parang ganon. So we constantly challenge ourselves as a teacher to give the best to our students, and yet make it each time, no, make it simple na remember talaga nila. It's an experience that they will remember when they grow old. And then siguro another thing that I've learned, no, during as I facilitated the art club in our school, no, is to make the students feel proud of their artwork. Kasi nadadala nila yon when they grow up. So they don't think na hindi ako creative kasi ito lang yung grade ko sa art class ko. But you know, whatever the outcome is, hindi man yan kasing ganda na ina-expect mo, because as a teacher, sometimes yung outcome hindi siya the one that you expect it to be. So minsan ibang-iba dun sa gusto mong mangyari. Pero nevertheless, make the students proud. Help them to feel proud of their artwork para yun yung maalala nila they grow up. So I think that's it for me.
I love it! Thank you, Arlene. Thank you, Rish. And thank you, listeners. So we are on YouTube, Spotify, and Google Play. ARTguro. Follow us also, like and subscribe, and follow us also on Instagram and Facebook. I'm Carmel Torres, your host, signing off. And thank you, Arlene and Riz. Salamat po!